Let's have that. Let's have that. All right. Started coming in. Hi, Ahmad Abubakar. He's joining us from Castina. Olem, I can see your confetti, but I actually need you to drop the information in the chat. Okay, Dami is joining us from Abuja. Abiodun is joining us from Ekiti. Welcome to today's session. Zakar is joining us from Abuja. Let's move. Damilola is joining us from Ado Ekiti. Kenechukwu is joining us from Lagos. Chika is joining us from Lagos. Faith from Abuja. We also have Daniel from Makurdi, Christopher from Abuja, Emmanuel from Abuja. Oh, there are so many people on the call. Thank you so much for making that time. Dabkat is joining us from Lagos. Mary is joining us from Abuja. Benedict from Abuja. Patrick from Akure. Emmanuel from Ibadan. John from Warri. Will I be able to call everyone? We have Bisham from Bauchi. Olainka from Akwa Ibom. We have Olem Linus from Lagos. Rita from Enugu. Ayola from Benin, Sami from Lagos, Joshua from Port Harcourt, Joel from Abuja, Chika. Oh, okay, all right. Welcome everyone. I don't think I can keep going on. Thank you so much for joining us today's session. I really do appreciate you taking our time, and I promise it's gonna be worth your while. I know it's a Friday evening. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be in today's session. So thank you so much once again. And I think we can get started in today's session. So just like we mentioned in the flyer that you might have seen, or if your friend reached out to you, we're gonna be doing an AI project showcase. We're going to be taking two specific tools and showing you how to automate workflow. A lot of people have been hearing about AI. Today, you're going to experience it. It's not going to be the typical ChatGPT, but taking it a step further to show you more advanced ways of making use of AI. So let's sit back. If you have a glass of juice, glass of water, please, just have that. If you have your laptop by your side and you want to practice so we can get started. Please let me know when you can see my screen so we can proceed with today's session. If you can see my screen, just thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Can you see my screen now? Can anyone see my screen? Okay, I'm not getting a lot of reaction. Okay, fantastic. So if you can see my screen, I'm just getting a lot of notification. All right, I see that it's still coming up on my end. So let's just give it a few more minutes. I'm just going to go ahead to reload that. So today's conversation, majorly, we're going to be talking, like I mentioned earlier on, is in talking about automation with the entire workflow end to end and how you can do this on your own. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to be making sure that we're going to be covering different aspects as much as we can in a span of an hour, 30 minutes. So you'll be doing a project showcase itself, then we'll be walking you across the processes of how to get jobs as an AI automation specialist. And then you'd also be getting to learn a special information right at the end of the session. So right after we're done with this, we'll now proceed into the special session we have just at the end. So stick with me as we move along. So right about now, a lot of you I see are very, very new. Have you heard about Tenalytics business or Tenalytics itself? If you have, please drop a 1 in the chat. If you've never heard about Tenalytics or Tenalytics business, drop a 0 in the chat. So let's have that. Let's have that. If you've heard about Tenalytics business, drop a 1. If you've not, a 0. We have over 138 people on this call. I want to be seeing 1 billion ones and 0. Okay, quite a lot of people haven't heard about us. Okay, let's keep it coming. I want to know you are fully engaged in this session because once your facilitator comes up, It is fire for fire. You're going to learn so much. I want to see the engagement. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for dropping the ones and the zeros. I see we have a lot of newcomers. So there's a special seat, a special virtual seat in front of the class that all of you that are in the zero category needs to work towards. So please just pack your bags, pack your books and barrels, and please move to that special category so we can drop our special gifts that we have for you right at the end of the session. So please just move to the front, move to the front, move to the front. All the people with the zeros, move to the front. And for my OGs that have been taking part in our sessions from day one, that drop a lot of ones, it's nice to have you in today's session. As you know, our master class is full of education. We're going to look at giving you more information at the end of the day. So thank you so much for taking our time to be with us. All right, so just to give a little bit of insight before your facilitator takes over from me. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm not your facilitator, but I'll come up at the end of the session to discuss some more. So Tenalytics business, we are an edtech platform. So a lot of people might know Tenalytics. Tenalytics business is an offshoot of Tenalytics. So we are an edtech platform, and what we majorly do is ensuring that we help both organizations as well as individuals get professional needed skills. So we majorly focus on in-demand skills and make sure that you are up to date, you have the necessary skills, and most importantly, you're able to make the money. Because in as much as you want to learn and update yourself, it still boils down to getting that financial capability. So those are the things that we seem to project and we also work on in all our sessions. And we have a variety of courses that we'll talk about later on, just to help you get to your desired goals. And what we pride ourselves majorly on is that when we're teaching, it's not me talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have, as I'm teaching, you are doing. So it's majorly practical sessions end to end. And that's what we do in all the session. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay. So enough about Tenalytics business. I know you're here to come and learn. So let's move into the deal of the day. And that being said, I'm going to bring up your facilitator for today. So we have Mr. Ifeanyi. He is a passionate educator. He's a data scientist. He's a data expert. He works with different individuals looking to get roles in that field. He's also very strongly keen in providing knowledge when it comes to artificial intelligence solution and data end-to-end. So we're bringing a senior data associate from Tenalytics who has trained over 5,000 individuals across the world. So talking about individuals in Canada, UK, US, yes, those are his type of students, even in Africa, Nigerians, and so on and so forth. And his major expertise is in data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, data analysis, and market research. Okay, so that would be your facilitator who's going to be taking you today, and then I'm going to be coming up at the very end to talk about how to make money with AI automation. I think that's another important aspect. So if you stick with us to the very end, you're going to be getting all that information right at the end. And at this very point, I'm going to hand over the mic to Ifeanyi Uwobodo. Ifeanyi, are you there? Hi, Ifeanyi, are you there?
Good evening, Treasure. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me, Treasure? Yes, I can hear you. I'm getting a lot of thumbs up, so I think it's from your own end.
All right, thank you. Okay, everyone can hear you. That's fantastic. So please, with a standing ovation and million confettis, love emojis, confettis, clapping, let's welcome our fantastic facilitator for today, Mr. Ifeanyi, the expert, the data expert. Please, I'm not seeing the thumbs up, but we'll not start. So this is 8-11 rather. Let's get it. I need more reaction. I need to know that you are fully here and on ground and ready to go. All right, fantastic, everyone. Okay, standing and shouting. Thank you, Emmanuel. Ifeanyi, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Treasure, for that wonderful introduction. I feel like a guest speaker in a church right now, the way you introduced me. So as Treasure I've mentioned earlier, I'm going to be taking us on AI automation. So I personally am a data scientist, a senior data associate here at Analytics. I help people gain skills relating to data and artificial intelligence generally. So before I even dive into what we have for today, the reason why I even got started with AI automation is it got to a point where people started doing like if people started making it seem as if now that we have artificial intelligence, that almost all the roles are now outdated. Or you're a human resource manager, your role is going to be taken over by artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence is going to automate some of those processes. But I'm someone that personally believe that artificial intelligence is just like, let's say, camera. So when the camera was invented, it's not like we stop having paintings or computer. When computer as a whole was invented, it's not like we stopped having paintings, but it's made us to be able to be more efficient. We could produce at larger scale, we could paint at larger scale, we could create digital painting and the rest. So that is the same way we think of AI. So in this class, I'm just going to give us a brief introduction. And since a project showcase class, we're not going to focus more on concepts. We are going to show practical application and how it can be applied. So if you're still with me, can you give a thumbs up before I go ahead? I just want to be sure that everyone's with me. Okay, so everyone is with me. So as I said, the main goal of this class is AI automation. So I'm going to show you a project on how AI automation can be used in a different industry entirely. But before we go into that, what is this AI automation that we have been hearing about? So AI automation on the fly, you might have heard of AI, you know of ChatGPT. If you have used ChatGPT here before, can you give me a thumbs up so that I know that? Okay. Yeah, some of us have used ChatGPT. Even in Google now, if you browse on Google, you will see AI-related answer. You're no more seeing websites like before. You first see a whole page of AI before you get your main results. Even on your camera now, if you want to take a picture, AI helps you with the filters and the rest. So with this, it makes it seem like if the other technology that existed before it are now outdated. But even if you look at these examples that we give, if you look at ChatGPT, nowadays, if you use ChatGPT, you see that it directs a link to you. It gives you a link where you can get more information. If you go to Google, you see AI answers, but you still see a link or you still see different links where you can get more information on the thing. So I think that is a reflection of what I just said. So AI is not here to replace, it's here to make more efficient. Those technologies still exist in their basic form, but AI is they're just leveraging AI to move a step further. If you look at the chat box right now, you see that Nelson's note taker just joined us and he's an AI assistant. So it's one of the way AI is just making things easier for us. If you look at the top left-hand side of your of this meeting right now, you see a symbol that is purple. And if you click on it, you see that it starts interprets what I'm saying in real time. It's another advancement that have been caused by AI. So how does this relate to AI automation? So AI automation consists of two things, automation and AI. And AI itself, some of us already know what AI is, like artificial intelligence, a system that can learn, reason, and make decisions based on data. So even ChatGPT, that's why it directs you to link. That is why Google also, when it gives you AI results, also directs you to different websites because it is those data it's leverage to make its decision. Then automation, on the other hand, is the use of software or machines to carry out repetitive or rule-based tasks. So if you join it together, AI automation is using AI to perform tasks that requires human thinking, judgment, or decision without or with minimal human intervention. If you got everything I said, can you give me a thumbs up so I know that everyone is still with me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me your best emoji. If you have used thumbs up so much, you can think of another emoji that we can use. Okay. Yes. So that is what AI automation is all about. Using AI, leveraging AI to take care of repetitive tasks, things that you don't want to be doing every time, or things that AI can already do. You can automate it so that it can go to bigger things. It's just like the invention of calculator. Before calculator, people will solve math. Someone can solve one particular math question for like 3 months because it's going to be doing it manually. But with calculator, we could use calculator for the more basic things and use our time for the more advanced things. So that is the same way AI automation can leverage work processes. So instead of taking your time on the basic things, you can now focus on things that are more important, or even if you don't have any other thing that is more important to do, you can just automate the tasks and rest with the rest of the time that you have. So as I mentioned, we are going to be working on a case study so that we can see how AI automation can improve processes, how processes can be improved by AI generally. So the problem that we're going to be working on is for this particular organization, Big Bro Recruitment. So they are a talent acquisition and staffing company that connects employers with qualified candidates with IT skills across various industries. So what this means is that Big Bro Recruitment is a recruitment company. So, but they focus basically on IT skills, that is tech-related skills, whether it's data analysis, cyber security, and so on. So, if you want to get called by Big Bro Recruitment, you can also try to pick up some of those skills in some of our courses, so that Big Bro, this guy here, will reach out to you one of those time. So, as the business expanded, as this Big Bro Recruitment expanded, they now have a strong online presence. So they now have volume of applicants, and many clients also, their clients also grew significantly. So they had many clients, they have many applicants, and they had many people to work with. So they need to automate some processes so that they'll have time for other things. And this leads to the main problem. So many companies that market themselves online attract high volume of inquiries, but not all of them lead to relevant or valuable leads. Not all of them are relevant. Not all the leads are relevant. So if you're in marketing, you have heard of that word lead. Let me just go over what that lead means for those that don't have that marketing background. So lead is like a potential customer. So in your search for customers, you might meet a lot of people, and it's not all of them that will end up patronizing your business. So that's the same problem Big Bro Recruitment is facing. So they have agencies that want to work with them, and they have some that don't want to work with them. But their marketing is reaching both people that want to work with them and people that are not even interested, because they're actually spending money on marketing. And it's usually very tasking for one person to just settle down and look through all the emails, look through all the links, look through all the feedback and all the leads to select those that they should spend money on to engage, or those that they should advertise their product to more, or those that they can work with more. So if you look at this, you see that it is a real problem that many businesses face. If you're someone that runs a business, or even you create content online, or you market for people in any way or the other, you see that you must have faced this kind of challenges one way or the other. Even some of us might even be looking for opportunities, looking for jobs. You see that you keep applying for CVs, you keep applying and submitting your CVs for different jobs, but it's not all of them that actually needs you, and it's not all of them that you actually need to apply for. So we want to create a system that helps this particular organization to do that. So I'll be walking us through the system, although I'll be giving us more of a basic look at automation. You have to wait to the end of the program to see a way that you can leverage this skill and in a more advanced way, so that you can get more advanced knowledge on this particular AI automation. So right now, one of my colleagues is dropping a link on the chat box. So the link is going to stand as your attender, so I can get these recordings. But I had some of us have issues with network and they could not hear everything I'm saying. So you can get the recording by signing up on the attendance, filling the attendance sheets, so I can get the record. And I also get this slide that I am presenting to us, so I can get everything actually that we are using within this course. So let me go to the next page. So what is the rationale for this project? I've already mentioned most of them. So one of them is so that they can have consistent decisions. So all leads will be assessed using standardized data-driven criteria for reliable outcomes. So we know that every lead that we have, we can make a more logical decision when trying to convert them. That's when trying to turn them to a customer, or when trying to make them patronize us in the end. The second one is for productivity. So this particular automation process will enhance the sales team. So the sales team don't need to start focusing on things that don't matter and focus on other things. So you can allow them to focus on high value leads. And it also reduce manual effort. So they don't need to start reading through thousands of emails and thousands of, we saw how Treasure was overwhelmed by reading through all the names and locations that you guys dropped in the chat box. So that if we had automated that process, she wouldn't have to do that. It would have been so maybe an AI bot that would have read all those things. So that is the same thing we are trying to do for this particular firm, so they don't use their manual efforts to read through those images and respond and think of emails for every single one of them. So that's what automation is mostly about. And because of this, they can improve their operational efficiency. So they can improve their lead qualification speed and accuracy by automating the evaluation process. So they can contact the lead immediately, because even that time you are using to look through all those messages and look through all those mail, you might have wasted too much time to change someone's mind. So let's say, for example, I saw this 10 analytics flyer online and I wanted to contact somebody and I don't have any direct link to contact. So let's say there's a lag between the time you saw the flyer and the time that you wanted to join this particular meeting. You might lose interest between those time, but with an automated process, you can get the link immediately you see the flyer. So that is just something that automation can do. So if you see a particular advert, you can be contacted immediately. I know some of us might sometimes we go through Instagram posts, and as you look at a particular image, you don't need to waste time to start clicking on the person profile to contact them to get a particular product or get more information about the product. Once you click on the ad itself, you see and the person DM with a message that you couldn't even think about. So a message that you haven't had the time to think about, you see it already in the person's private message. That is what automation does. Automation just makes things easier for us. It saves us time and improve efficiency. And that is what we are going to be looking in. We are going to look into in this project showcase. So these are the tools that we are going to be working with. Some of us might already know this guy. That is OpenAI. That is like the, let's say, the parent company for ChatGPT. So I don't have created ChatGPT. We're also going to be working with another AI tool called Relevance AI. So Relevance AI is for workflow automation. So that is this Relevance AI and this NETN are for workflow automation. While this ChatGPT and Gemini, this is Gemini. You can also see Gemini logo in this meeting. Just at your far right-hand side, upper far right-hand side, you see the Gemini logo. So we are going to work with this Gemini since it's already with us in the meeting. So let's also use Gemini. We are also going to be using ChatGPT. We are going to be using Relevance AI and NETN. And we're also going to be using a Gmail integration. So what we are planning to do is, if we have any lead, if we have anybody as a lead, the person fills a particular form, and once they fill the form, the automation, the AI looks at the information from that form and decides if they should go ahead with that particular client or they should focus on other clients. So just to make it more interesting, we're going to make it in a way that the person, even if you are not interested in the organization or in Big Bro's recruitment services, you get a message that tells you, thank you for your interest. If you are not important to, let's say, Big Bro recruitment, you get a message that tells you, thank you for your interest. You can reference somebody that is interested, like an reach out to anybody that's interested and tell them about or something like that. So we are going to make it that interesting. But if you are a potential customer, a valuable customer to Big Bro, based on the information you have keyed in that form, Big Bro will reach out to you or your Gmail and try to convert you. So you see a link on how to get started and the processes that are involved. So as I mentioned, we'll make it simpler. We are not going to make it too advanced so that we can work within the time that we have, so that we don't waste too much time. But as I mentioned, to learn more about how you can get more advanced knowledge about this, you have to wait to the end of the meeting and you learn more about that. So as I mentioned, we are going to use Relevance AI, and this is the agent we are going to create in relevance AI. So you might have had a particular word I mentioned. So when I talk about agents, I'm not talking about real estate agents in this sense. I'm talking about AI agents. So what are AI agents? AI agents are ways that AI use tools like different software, different app, different product to improve its own efficiency. So when we talk about an AI agent, it's an AI algorithm that works with these different tools to improve its own efficiency. So that is what we are going to see. We are going to see how I created it and how I joined it together to reach this particular goal that we're trying to solve for Big Bro recruitment. And we're also going to use N8N workflow here. So if you look at it, this is the workflow I was talking about. So we have a place where you can submit your form. Then we connect to the particular agents that we created in Relevance AI with this HTTP request. Then the result of that Relevance AI, we put it into this agent. So is this agent now that will connect to another agent to determine if you are qualified, you're a qualified lead or not. That is, if you are a valuable customer, if you're someone that we can move ahead with or not, or if you are part of a company that need our service. So is this workflow here that does that? Then is this Gemini right here, this Google Gemini right here? It's the one that allows this agent to do all these things. So it's the one that connects, that tells this AI agent how to work with this workflow and how to work with Gmail. So we know what Gmail is for, is to send the messages as I mentioned. So I think enough talk, let's just go to the more practical aspects of it. So if you are still with me, give me a thumbs up so that I'm sure everyone is with me. I'm not getting any thumbs up. So I'll take it that no one can hear me. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so yes, I've seen a lot of thumbs up. So I'll say I can be hard. So let me just increase this a little bit because from what I'm seeing here, it's a little bit tiny. Or let me first show the general overview of what it is before we break it down into the various steps. Okay, so here, this particular point here this is a Relevance AI. So this particular agent does this thing that you see here. It takes in company URL and scripts their website, then returns AI generated outputs. So it's, if you give it a particular link, like here, I gave it 10Analytics link. If I give it 10Analytics link, it will connect to this Firecrawl web scraper. So this Firecrawl web scraper, we go to that 10Analytics website and get all the information from 10Analytics here. So if I click on this, you will see some of the things that can be found on our website. So let me just increase it a little bit so that I can see it properly. Yeah, so you can see this is like cookies. You know how websites have this cookies symbol. We never see the cookie to it. So you see information about 10Analytics from the websites. You see something like PalmPay. So that means this particular logos where I think these are the payment ways or the organizations that we have worked with here, because I'm seeing Google here. So this is from the websites. If you go to 10Analytics websites, 10Analytics business websites, you see all those information. So you can, as you can see here, this is what the website looks like. So what you can try for me is you can just type into your system, let's say 10Analytics. Let's write 10Analytics.io. Just type 10Analytics.io into your system and check if what you see is similar to what I had there. So just type it. I'm not going to show you on my own screen. I want you to type it in on your own device to check if you would see all these things that are here. If you see this cookie, see the this picture of these logos, those logos that we saw earlier, that is this PalmPay logos anywhere, or you see this 10Analytics is proudly accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. So I think we saw those things. Even this picture, you might have seen this picture, might see, read their stories, watch video. You see Aderemi and Aderemi's testimonial, Nafisa testimonial, and the rest. So it's this Relevance AI that was able to achieve that with this Firecrawl web scraper. So it's the web scraper, and to get access to the web scraper, you have to go to their website and get what we call an API key. So API key is a tool that allows you to connect any of these agents to another outside tool. Remember I said AI agent works with outside tool to automate process. Remember I said AI automation is using not 10 analytics, 10 analytics. Larry, it's 10 analytics, not 10 analytics. 10analytics.io. So let me just type in the chat box for those that are interested. Yes, so as I mentioned, I said AI automation uses AI to help us with repetitive tasks. And I mentioned that AI agents allows us to leverage other tools to help with AI automation. So this one of the tools that we leverage here is this Firecrawl web scraper. So Firecrawl is a tool to get information from different websites. So they call it web scrape when you do those kind of things. That is, you go to the website and scrape every piece of data that you have there. So here you can see we use cookies to improve experiences. I think this is another page because when I was scraping the website, I limited it to 4 pages. So as you can see here, number of pages 4. So that's the first page, 10 analytics page, second page, and the third page. But I think most of our pages were asking for cookies. And this one, I think this is our vision page. You can see our visions at 10 analytics is this. You can see a link to register. And so I can actually interact with the website directly here from what was scraped. So you can see this picture, this from the second page. And here, you can see this. When you get to the sign-in page, you see this lady. So once you see this lady, you will know that our process actually works. So it's 10 analytics. It's not E. It does not end with E. It ends with an S. Yes. So you see this particular lady with her glasses. And yes, once you see that, you know that this our process actually. So Firecrawl script the website successfully. So the next stage in our process is we have an LLM. So this our LLM is based on ChatGPT. So if you look here, you see the model of ChatGPT we are using. We are using GPT 4.0 mini. So it's 2024 version of GPT, but you can select any one you want. So if I was write GPT, you will see other versions here. You see their cost is their credit usage. That is how much it will cost you. Because from ChatGPT, you can buy tokens. If you subscribe for ChatGPT, they give you tokens, and it's those tokens that determines the cost of each of them. So here they're telling the cost of this one. That is 1K input tokens. So that is 15 credits for 1K input tokens. So tokens are each word. So let's say for 1,000 words, it will cost you 15 credits, and you can see the other one. So I just used the older one so that I don't spend too much money. So I just use the 2024 version that is not too costly. This one is not too costly, and yes. So this is what I told you to do. So I'm Mobola or Folarin. I'm not moving the screen right now. I'm just showing us a particular thing from the LLM that is from this ChatGPT stuff that we created. So here you can see what we call a prompt. So a prompt is any word you just use to communicate with any AI tool. So when you go to ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT any question, you are giving it a prompt. So another skill that is important in AI automation is prompt engineering, because you know how computers are, garbage in, garbage out. So the quality of prompts, the quality of question you ask, it determines the quality of output that you get. That's why you saw that I settled down and I wrote this long statement so that I know that whatever I'm getting is the best that we can get. So when I ran the other step, that's when we got this website information. That is the cookies, and the sign-in page. But if I run this step now, that is, this one is connected to ChatGPT directly. Let's see what will come, because if you look at the steps we wrote there, we asked it that it should use the website information to give us a 300-word summary. And 300-word summary should have the overview, the products and services rendered, the team in 10 analytics, and the recent or new blogs. So because of it's an AI algorithm, it's not just scraping like how Firecrawl did. It is now summarizing it. Because if you look at what Firecrawl gave us, it was a little bit messy. But in LLM, like when we use an LLM, that's when we use ChatGPT and the rest. It can help us make the process more clean. So we are seeing a more intelligent REST. What I call them artificial intelligence. So you can see information about Tenalysis, an educational technology company dedicated to empowering individuals with skills necessary to excel in high demand tech roles. So it's based in Nigeria. And you can see that information that we saw about American Council of Trading and Development. It also appears here, but in a more concise manner. So it's not just scattered all over the place. We can see the key information. And if you view all, you see products and services, because remember, we asked for products and services here. That's after overview, we asked for products and services. So if you come here, you see the products and services, Tenalytics, render. So we offer structure-led and self-paced course in data analytics, business analytics, financial analytics. So this is Tenalytics, this is not Tenalytics business, but I wanted to use it for this, our example. So just imagine that Tenalytics is the client for this particular firm. So you can see the team consists of over 200 facilitators, including seasoned professionals. So ChatGPT also know that in Tenalytics, we have seasoned professionals. So just reading this thing right now is making me blush. So they have extensive experience in data analytics and related field, and they are committed to providing personalized feedback and so on. So recent blogs, so they summarized all those images. Remember the image we saw of that lady on hijab on her glasses? It's one of the, I think that's one of the stuff it summarized as recent news or blog, because it said Tenalytics frequently shares success stories from its 50,000 plus trained students, highlighting an impressive 88% hiring rate. So ChatGPT know about us and they have testimonies for us. So if you're ever in doubt, you can always ask ChatGPT to give you more information. And as you can see, they have only good things to say about us. So let me just rush through this process. The values and conclusions, the values of Tenalytics and conclusion of what we built it for. Because remember we said we needed it for a sales representative, like to summarize what a sales representative needs. So it just wrote in conclusion, sales representative preparing for a call with Tenalytics, understanding their mission and and to just like it gave a brief conclusion as a sales representative trying to contact this firm. So I know what I'm explaining now might look a little bit off from the process that I explained in problem statement, but don't worry, just stick with me. You see where everything concludes. You see where we are heading to. So here is the general output. So this output that you're seeing here is the output from all the phases. So that is from fire crawl. Sometimes can get hard moving through this. Okay. So from this first place where you put your input, from this first place where you put the website you're interested in, to where you scrape the website, like when we get the link, it goes here. You can see the connection here. From the link, it goes here, it scrapes the website. And from there, it communicates with this LLM. Then this LLM that gave us this final output that consists of the overview, the products and services, and the rest. So if you understand what I've explained so far, give me a thumbs up before I go to the next part of our workflow. Okay. So we can save this tool if we like. You can save this tool so that we can use it more flexibly, because now you saw that the only example I gave here was with Tenalytics, but you can come here, you click on use, and you see how you can use it. So here we can, it's now more like an app where you paste the link. Once you click run tools, it gives you the output. But this is not what we need from it.
Hi,
what we need from it is this API, because we are not using this relevance AI for our whole AI automation process. So this is just one part of it. Yes, I can hear you. Hello, Treasure. Okay. So please try to fill the attendance form to get all these formations. The recording of the, because if you notice I'm a little bit fast, I just want to make sure that we cover everything within the time that we have. But as I mentioned, if you want to get more advanced knowledge on AI automation, just wait to the end of just wait to the end, towards the end of the meeting. Somebody will tell you the whole process that you can take or the steps you can take to become an expert in AI automation. So what we have here is how we can use this outside Relevance AI. So let's say you are a software engineer and you built an app and you want your app to have this feature directly without having to code, because if you want to try to create an AI model on your own that does all these things, to cost millions of dollars, because you have to employ a software engineer, a graphic designer, and so on. But from this, we can just make it as a shareable app, as you see here, a shareable app. If I share this thing with you, you can also play with it, but although it will cost me, remember, I showed you where OpenAI bills me for each of the steps I'm taking right now. So I need this link, because this is an endpoint, so I can get endpoints in other formats I want, but it's this link I just need, so I can connect it to any other site I'm interested in working with. So now this brings us to N8N. This is another AI automation tool, but this one is more flexible than Relevance AI. So N8N allows us to send messages, connect to people's drive, connect to your own drive, connect to Google Sheets, connect to Excel, connect to so much tool. If I click here, you see all the different types of tools you can connect to. So you can connect to an AI. So you see the different AI you can connect to. There are so many here. You can connect to different apps. So you see all these apps. This is just the A parts of the app. If you scroll down, you see other apps you can connect to. See, there are a lot. This is just A. Now we just got to B. And you see, you can connect to Bamboo HR, Bitly, you can connect to chat data, so many, Cisco, that, Discord itself, Emilia, 11 Labs, and so on. Kit, you can connect to Kit, you can connect to your Google Calendar, you can connect to Google Analytics, Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and so on. So this is the place that we create the form that I mentioned. So it's this form that we're going to be sharing. We can't share that relevant AI environment with our potential leads because it would confuse them. So instead, we create a form. So let me just go over this. So this is the form. So here we describe the features of the form. So here we have a field name. So we said, what is your name? So this is a question that you see, what is your name? And the reply is meant to be a text. So when the person goes over this, he answers his name and we get the information on our own end within this workflow. So let me just execute this step so you can see what I mean by form. So this is the form here. I can write my name is Ifeanyi, and I can write HTTPS. So I'm just writing the full link so that we are sure that it goes to the right place. I saw some of us saying that they went to the wrong website, so I just have to write a full link. Then here I'll write my email, ifeanyi@10analytics.org. And they ask, what can I help you with? So let me just write agents. Please, let me just write agents, please. Like I need agents. Remember we said it's only IT skills. So let me write sales agents so that we are sure. Or let me just write something different. Okay, let me just write sales agents for now. Then work with. So once you click submit on this form, so it's still loading, still trying to submit. You see that this information is now in our workflow. You see Ifeanyi, you see company websites. This information I just filled in this form now. You can see it here. So if I go back to my workflow, you see that after that, it's connected to HTTP request. So remember that link we got from Relevance AI is right here that we put the link. You can see the link here. So this allows N8N to communicate with the other workflow we created outside of N8N, that's that Relevance AI workflow. And here you can see those information I just filled in the form. That is the website, the email, what I want help in. Remember I said sales agent, please. And you see the time of submission and the form mode. Because this is just a test. This is not in production. That's why I see this test. We are still testing the app. So right here, you can see what we need from this is company URL. So company URL is this company website. So you see, what is your company website? So the answer to what is your company website will just fall into this part. So we can also execute this step. So now what is happening? Nothing is happening in anything. All this load symbol you are seeing here is what's happening in Relevance AI. So Relevance AI is trying to scrape the website for Tenalytics data and give us a summary of everything. So I think I'm having a network issue. That is why it's empty right now. Or let me just try it again. So we'll come back to that since it's taking time, but as you can see here, it's still loading. So after we get any information here, it will bring us to our agent. So remember, our agent is connected to Gemini. So Gemini is an AI platform. So because of Gemini is with us here in the meeting, that's why I actually chose to use Gemini. And this Gemini also connects to this. What this one does is it checks if a particular client is qualified or not. That is, if he needs our services or not. And after that, it comes here to send an email. So let me open. So here you can see the kind of email you should be expecting. You see, thanks for your interest in Big Boy Recruitment Services, as we specialize in recruitment and software business. So okay, this process is done. So we can run this so that it does all those things. So using the information it's got from here, let's see the information it actually got so we can know if it's successful. So yes, it gave us Tenalytics and ed tech company dedicated to empowering investors. So it gave us the right information. You saw the products and services team, as I mentioned, team, products and services, and the rest. So you can see the whole answer here. Okay, some mentioned I'm a bit fast. So let me just go over it again. So this is where we get our form. This is where we get the form. We give all the information about the form. Remember, as I mentioned, I'm just giving you a broad perspective of AI automation through this project. So if you want to learn how you can master it, like steps you have to take to become an expert in this, you can just wait to the end. Somebody will guide us on. Another facilitator is here with us that will guide us on how you can leverage this knowledge and the next step you have to take to become an AI automation expert. So just to give the person the chance to also do that. That's why I'm getting a little bit fast. But just understand that here is our form. This is where we design the form. So we write all the questions that we want from the form. We want what is your name, what company are we, so all those information that we filled. And once anybody fills the form, we see the output here. And once that output is gotten there, it takes that particular information about the website, takes that information about the website, that is this website information that you can see here. It puts it here, and it's that information that it uses. So let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I think this is too much. So here you can see this link here is the link from Relevance AI. Then here you see what is your company's website from this form that we gave here. So let me just reduce it back so that we can still see what the form said. So here, yes, you can see it here. This is the form information. What is your company website? Remember, when I filled it, I wrote https://tenalytics.io. So it's that information that it drops here. And you can see the output here, https://tenalytics.io. Then it is that output that it puts into this AI agent. So normally, this is how a workflow usually. It's usually very, it has many branches. So it's branched here to communicate with our Gemini model. So it's our Gemini models that allows this AI agent to communicate with this app. So Gemini speaks the language of the app and language of AI. So it's more like an interpreter. So the information that it's got here, Gemini tells it what to do concerning these other tools. So this one is just an AI model that you connect to Gemini. So I just connected to one of my Gemini accounts. You get more information about that towards the end, how you can also connect to, how you can learn how to connect it to different accounts. And here, how to set this now where you send the messages. So here from the form, look at the form. These are the information from the form. What is your name? What is your company? What is your email? So this part that is what is your email. That's what I imputed here. You can see it here. What is your email? So it's from this that it decides the message. So it's because I ran the step already. This is the message it's going to send to me. So once I click execute step, I should get an email. Okay, you see here it wrote node executed successfully. So let me check if I got any email. Wait, let me share this part of my screen. Okay, let's see if I got any email. So let me zoom in. So my mail is still coming up. Okay, I think my network is a little bit slow. Let me just reload the page. Check my inbox. Okay, I think it's coming up now. So I'm having a little bit of network issue. That's why my own email is telling me that the site cannot be reached. Let me just try it one last time so that we don't waste too much time. If it does not work now, I might try using another email to see if it's. But I hope you guys can hear me because if my email is not opening, I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Network is enough for you guys to hear me.
You're fine. We can
Yes,
hear you.
Charles, you get a recording of this session later on. That is from beginning to end. Treasure started recording at the beginning and you get it. So my mail is still popping up. But what it just does is that at the end you see okay. So I'm still having a little bit of network issue. So but what happens here is that in my mail, or maybe I'll share a screenshot of that later on. But in my mail, you see a message telling me what was on our pipeline. So that is, you see this message. I think it's this pipeline that is making the network slow. You see this message, thank you for your interest in, but this is the output from this node. That's from this particular part of the workflow. You see, hi, Ifeanyi, thanks for your interest in Big Budget Recruitment Services as we specialize in recruitment for software businesses, SaaS and development agencies. So yes, so that is basically it. That is how um, you can use N8N Relevance AI for workflow automation. So what's the next step after this? How do you move from this? Because it's one thing to learn a skill. automation work. It's another thing to understand how to use it. It's another thing to be able to use it across different industries. So let me stop sharing my screen since we are done with that part.
All right. Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. I know right now you don't have the full information at the moment, but we'll
It's
give him
one
some
thing
time
to
to
know how
sort
to
of.
use anything. It's another thing to know how to
I'm just gonna mute
use relevant
Ifeanyi.
AI. But at the end, what we are learning all these skills for is to land a role, is to use it to get a job and get paid.
Everyone for joining up playing right on now. I know there's a bit of technical issue, so if I will come up, at some point when I'm done as well, so he can finish up with his aspect. But if you've enjoyed the session so far, I want to see your reaction because I feel like the house is a bit too cold. Let's get your reaction. Thumbs up, confetti, love emoji, whatever works for you. Please, I really want to get the energy up. Let's get it up, 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 up. If you've had some fun so far, you can drop what does my facilitator typically say? Drop a yeah in the chat. Let's get that. Let's get that. I want to see that a lot of people are still very much active. Because right now we're gonna learn how to make some money. That is the part we're getting to. How can we make money? He has been speaking, oh, anything, do this workflow, do that workflow. So what is the next step right after that? What's your career path? Okay, I'm a product manager, I'm a graphic designer. Where does AI come in for me? I know there are a lot of questions, and that's the second segment that we're getting to. I'm only seeing 3 or 4 on this chat. I have over 115 people on the call. Please, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I need to know that we are still fully charged before we start talking money, because finance is the most important aspect. That's the real reason why you're on this call. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Thank you, Chiedu. Thank you, Damilola. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Samuel. For everyone that's giving a thumbs up, you all are fantastic and amazing individuals. So I'm just going to go ahead to share my screen. I can still see them coming up. So thank you so much for, indulging in that particular activity. So let's go into the second segment in terms of, now I've been able to become an AI automation specialist. What's next? What's the next step for me? What do I need to do? Where do I go from here? Oh, I'm a business analyst. Oh, I'm a HR professional. Why am I even taking AI in the first place? How does it concern me? It concerns you. It concerns all of us. Because at this point, the future, it's not even the future anymore. It is right now. If iPhone, if Microsoft, if Google can implement AI, then, really, you really need to start taking up lessons to get it. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the success stories that we've had so far from past individuals that have taken either any of our courses and now basically have jobs across the globe. So we have fantastic individuals, and good thing is all these individuals are Nigerians, but right now they're either in the UK, US, Canada, even still in Nigeria, and making so much money. And I think that is where everybody wants to be. You want to be in Nigeria, you're making money in CAD, or you're making money in euro, or you're making money in pounds or dollars. That's the next step for you, and that is what you want to achieve. And that's pretty much why a lot of people get into tech. So I'm just gonna, these are like very few people that were able to transition out of roles, like even being a nurse. I'm a nurse, I've never done anything tech related. How do I get started? Yes, you can become a business analyst and your picture will be here one day. And I'm a pharmacist, I've never done anything BA related. Yes, you can do it. You can move and get a full visa sponsorship. You can check all these people's story on our YouTube channel. Even Benga, that was already in Poland, he also was able to get a job as a business data analyst. A lot of you ask me that, oh, I'm seeing people in Canada and UK. What about me in Nigeria? I'm not seeing anybody there. Go to the last aspect. You see Abdurrashid. Abdurrashid is someone that lives in Nigeria. I was able to get a full-time role as a data scientist with a company in the United States. And once you start earning money in dollars, a lot of things get solved quite easily. So Treasure, how do we get this? How do I start making money in dollars? And that's the question on everyone's mind. So how do I do this? When it comes to employers, they are looking for two major things from you. If you have these two things, you are good to go to get whatever role. And you might have heard this 1,000,000, 1,000 times, but like I really want it to sink in for you because they're very important. And that might be the reason why you've not gotten that dream. And if you can guess the two special things that you need, we might be able to drop something for you. So I want to see in the chat, as a individual looking to get a role, what are the two things that you think employers need from you at this point? Can anyone guess? You can just put your answer in the chat. I really want to hear if you're still in this session. What are the two major things that employers are looking from you as someone looking to get a job? What are the two things? Please, let's get it. Let's get it. Larry said results and availability. Patrick said digital skills. Okay, fantastic, 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 fantastic. Esther said your CV and your LinkedIn. Oluwasegun said competence. Kenechuku said skills and experience. William said skills and experience. Let's go, let's go. Stanley said productivity. I want to see a lot more responses. I feel like some people have joined my session, or have joined our session at some point, because these answers are very suspicious. Let's have it, let's have it, let's have it, let's have it. The answer is embedded in one or many of the responses so far. So thank you so much for indulging in that particular exercise. So you might want to know what employers are expecting from you as a candidate. Two things. One, your skills. You cannot apply for a role as a products manager or projects manager. I'm a projects manager, so I pretty typically will use that as a lot of example without having the skills. Because if you don't have the skills, why are you applying for it in the first place? Where do you get the skills from? You need to learn. So how do you learn AI? Anything related to AI? And I'm not talking ChatGPT, please, because when everyone thinks AI, the first thing you go to is ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Those are the basics. There are lots more. And our facilitator mentioned two. The two new ones, N10 is not so new because I use N10 quite a lot. There's Relevant AI, there is Lindy AI, there's Ruby, there's so many of them. And how do you get to know this specific skill sets for whatever role that you're going to get? This is the very foundation of you getting that desired role. So like one aspect I mentioned is skills. And then the next thing you need that is very, very important and paramount is experience, okay? Because it's like you go to school and you get your certificate and then they're asking you, oh, what have you worked on? And you are looking at me and I'm looking at you. It's not going to get you that job. And people will think experience, oh, I need to work for a fancy company before I get that experience. No, you actually do not. You can start and build from where you are. Experience is you working on personal projects and stating, it's more or less like positioning, so to say. You work on personal projects, you post it on LinkedIn, you're very visible, people can see what you've done end to end. Okay, I created a video on N10 because I was able to create what they call it now, a resume building workflow. So if I want to apply for roles, what I basically did was I created a trigger for every 2 hours to be able to get jobs, like new jobs, and then get a tailored resume using ChatGPT, my resume, just tailor it as quickly as possible, and then it automatically gets to me being applied. After I apply, it sends to 3 decision makers in terms of the C-suite individual, COO, CEO, CFO, and then you go to the recruiters and hiring manager. It sends 3 emails. And almost on a month-by-month basis, you're having recruiters you're not reaching out to recruiters. Recruiters are reaching out to you for you to be able to get job roles. And I'm not even talking about companies in Nigeria. Hell no. Like, I'm talking about companies that can pay really well. And this is by simple use of AI, simple use of workflow automation, just to do it end to end. Okay, so if I post that video on LinkedIn, you're going to get a lot of attraction. And if I sell that idea to you, if I sell it as a tool for you to use to apply for roles, oh, you're lazy, you don't want to do that, I'm going to make money on the side. In the company right now, we create a lot of chatbots, we create a lot of AI agents for individuals to use. So that's how they make money. That's how we also generate income. And that's what you can do with AI. So these are just simple things that you need to learn to be able to get that desired role, get the money that you've been trying to get to at the end of the point. Okay, so let's quickly move to the next aspect. So for you to get the job, there are 4 things you need to do. Okay, 3 things rather. You need to learn, you need to package yourself. Package yourself is very important, and then you need to apply. So when it comes to learning, I'm not saying, and no disrespect to individuals, learning skills that are not in demand. I don't want to have to mention them, but there are skills that are very high up in the demand need. Skills like AI right now is hot and booming. Like if you're in real estate, they'll tell you to go and start buying land before people get there so that you start making money. And AI right now is like that, is the new oil. AI, tech, data, all that is the new oil. When it comes to social influence, and a lot of people are now waking up to say, oh, I want to be a content creator because, you have that social influence. When it comes to cybersecurity, because everybody's on the internet now, they want to be able to protect themselves. Financial analytics, money is the main thing that is working. So how can you do different things and ensure that your money, you're able to make more returns on it? Then you have soft skills like leadership and creative thinking. So these are like in-demand skills. And this is not me just generating it. If you go to the World Economic Forum that was created this year, you would see these skills listed there. So once you've been able to learn, and that's where we would help you, or that's where we can also help you, you need to package. Okay. So your CV, you want to get a job as an AI automation specialist in the United States of America, and your CV is still saying that, oh, I am a database administrator, I'm a data clerk. Even as a product manager, there's nothing AI related in your experience. No, 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 no. You need to do a lot better than that. Your LinkedIn profile, if I go to your LinkedIn now, you've never posted in the last 6 months. I post 3 times a week, and everybody will think that I'm probably delusional, but it's what makes people reach out to me. I reach out to a lot of people here in Nigeria, in Canada, and so on and so forth. But for someone like a CEO to respond to my message, they've gone to my profile. And if your profile is not up to standard, then what are you doing? The CEO won't take you serious. If I message a CEO, more often than not, I get a feedback. Even if it's not positive, they actually go to view your profile before they respond. So this is where LinkedIn optimization comes. Now, the next thing is portfolio. You want to apply for a job, and I ask you, how many AI related projects have you done? If you reach out to me, I've worked on 3 different projects, AI related, and I have a portfolio that shows each of them specifically. And what you need to do is attach that portfolio to your LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn would be with 1, your resume, 2, your portfolio, and 3, it will give individuals an insight to who you are as a person. So these 3 aspects is really, really important for you to cover. Now you have mentorship. People have gone before you to do certain things and they've made headway. You don't need to start struggling from scratch. You can stand on the shoulders of people that have gone before you to build your career, okay, and work very easily. So you need people that can mentor you end to end. And when it comes to you finally getting your interviews, prepare very well for it. And also when people apply for jobs, I feel like, oh, I need to apply for 1,000 jobs for me to get one. It's a waste of time. You get burnt out, you don't have the energy, you just waste energy. Okay. But if you tailor your resume to specific JDs, even if it's 10 JDs, you have a higher chance of getting a call back. If you're doing 1 interview per week, trust me, in a month, 2 months time, you should be able to get a good job. And I'm not saying getting a job in Nigeria. You can get a job in Nigeria, you can get a job with a startup company, whatever works. You can also really get a job unless you package your CV right, because that's the gateway into actually getting a role. So now you've learned, now you've packaged, now you should be able to apply, tailor the resume properly to each JD. And if you have 10 applications, like I mentioned, in the end of the day, you should be looking to get a role. And once you have that role, that pays really well, then that's something that you can help yourself, help your family, you can achieve a whole lot with. And that's where we come in. Okay, so these are individuals that have taken our classes, and if you joined at the start, I was playing a lot of testimonials of people that have taken our programs, and they had quite a lot to say because we are an AI tech forward company, and that's what we do to achieve our end goal. So, like I would plead with each and every one of you on this call, if you don't have a portfolio, please make it a point of call to get it done and put it on your LinkedIn. Okay, and if you're posting, whatever projects you're working on within the confidentiality which you can actually give out a lot of information, please just post in moderation and then make sure that you have the right information out there so that recruiters can see you. I'm looking for a project manager. Even your headline does not have project manager. It does not have anything related. You are not visible. You don't have the necessary keywords in your LinkedIn profile. There is no way. AI specialist, workflow specialist, you don't have that and you want to get a role. Please, just revamp your CV, revamp your LinkedIn, and you have a chance of landing a role. So that brings me to the very important aspect, how do I get started, Treasure? Where do I build from? What's the next step if I want to get started in AI and make that $60,000 per year, or make that 60,000 euro per year? What's the next step? So fantastic. We have a cohort starting specifically for AI training. So the AI training could be generative AI for data analyst, AI automation specialist, and then finally generative AI for every HR professional. Let's dive into it. So if you want to be an AI automation specialist, you would be learning, as you can see, a lot of tools will be covered here. There is N8N, Flowise, Chroma, Airtable, Lindy AI, Relevant AI, with like everything you can see on my screen. We're going to be covering that end to end. And a lot of people would also ask me, oh, Treasure, I don't have any prior knowledge in tech. I've never done anything AI related. So how do I get access to this? Not to worry, it is 100% beginner friendly. You do not need any prior experience to get started with this. You can do it even as a nurse, as like wherever you are, whatever industry, you can transfer and learn it. AI automation engineer is not for one field, it's not niched. It is majorly workflow. Okay, what particular workflow do you currently use and how can you improve on it? How can you use AI to get it to be better? And things you'll be learning are things like foundation of AI automation and LLM tools. You'll also be learning prompt engineering. Even for people that make use of ChatGPT, how do you prompt? Okay, I want a picture of a cat, and I want a picture of a dark furred cat with with a black pupil and yellow contact lens. And then, you don't give the proper description. Tell me if you're comparing both pictures, if you're going to get the same thing. And that's what we want to teach you, okay? How to prompt properly to ensure that even if you're using like simple basic tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, you're able to get results, insights as much as possible. And then you have things like you now start going a bit more advanced, like creating multi-agent system, how to create AI voice agents using different and how can you make money with it. You'll be learning this end to end in this program, and the program will be for 4 weeks. For the particular 4 weeks, what you'll be learning, I'm going to go to this tab because it has more information, and that's where you can have access to everything. For the 4 weeks, it's going to be starting November 8th and it's going to be ending December 6th. So our classes are strictly on the weekend because we know a lot of people that have registered so far and are registering are professionals, and you go to work Mondays to Fridays. So Saturdays and Sundays are when we'll be having classes, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The original price, as you can see on my screen, is 200,000, but right now we're running a 25% discount, which is reducing the price to 150,000 naira. Treasure, oh, I can't pay 150,000 naira, or I don't know how to go about it. Yeah, there's next steps for you. You can either make payments in full or you can pay in 2 installments. So paying in 2 installments, you need to pay at the very least 50%. That's 75,000 naira of the amount on my screen. And then you have access to the classes end to end. So this is just one of the programs. You have AI automation engineer. Now moving on, if you are a data professional, or even if you aren't, but you're interested in the data ecosystem and you want to get started, covering the specific tools that you already typically use. So talking about Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, for my data scientists, Python, talking about machine learning as well. And so when covering all this, as well as the addition of AI in the courses that you'll be taking, then this is the course for you. So this particular one is also going to be for 4 weeks. And if you go through it end to end, you'll be learning, like I mentioned, foundations. Then you'll not be learning how to build an AI data analyst employee. So you'll be working with N8N. I know a lot of people were mentioning that Ifeanyi was a bit fast, and it is a 1-hour class. He needs to combine all that information. But if you want someone that will break it down end to end and take it bit by bit, then you need to join the class. Okay. So the classes are 3 hours, Saturdays and Sundays. But when you'll be going for Owambe, please just cut it down for 1 month. 1 month, you get the course, you get the certificates. We do LinkedIn optimization for you. We do CV review. You get an internationally recognized certificate by the ACTD. That's the American Council for Training Development. So just know that certificate, you can use it anywhere in the world. So let's go back to this. So as I was mentioning, for data analyst, you're doing foundation, you're doing AI automation, you're doing the AI tools for every data analyst, and then special addition, Microsoft Fabric, and how to work on different applied AI projects. So that's what you'll be doing for generative AI end to end. So the classes is going to be running concurrently. So that's 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. rather on Saturday, and then 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, November 8th to December 5th. This is running at a whooping 50% discount. So instead of you paying 200K, you're going to be paying 100,000 naira and so on. And then finally, we have for my HR people on this call. So HR people, how to automate your workflow, your report, how to be able to understand attrition rates, get insights, end to end, how to be an AI HR analyst, how to be an AI data analyst. This is for you. You'll be getting all the access to the information in terms of automating your HR workflow, all the tools you need to learn as a HR analyst, and an applied AI and HR individual. So this is what you'll be working with end to end, and it's also going for 100,000 naira, 50% discount. And for the HR individuals, if you want to do this for your organization end to end, you want us to come and train your organization rather than have them join the open program, you can also reach out to us. My colleagues will drop my email and every other information pertaining to that. These are testimonials, just to tell you that we are not small. We work with really top companies like Kuda, InfaCredit, CGI, Kari, Mikano Motors, Health Insurance, Fair Money, MTN, AfriInvest, just the big names. Okay. And like I mentioned to you also earlier, that our certificate is, basically accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So you can use this anywhere in the world. Okay. So as I'm speaking right now, you guys are locking in your discounts because it's not going to be for long. So it's only going to be for the first 20 people. And right now we already have 15 people that signed up before we even got on this call. So, it's up to you to make that decision to get started. And you can lock in your discount with as little as 50%. If you're going for AI automation, that's 75,000 naira. But if it's any of the Gen AI courses, you can lock it with 50,000 naira and you are good to go. All the things that Ifeanyi has mentioned that you're saying is too fast, you're not seeing the screen. I saw a lot of feedback in the chat. You have your facilitator that will be there end to end. You have access to the recording. You have someone that would hold your hands all through the process. So tell me, why not? Why should you not sign up? Okay, if you're looking to get that dream job, then this is definitely for you. So before we wrap up, I'm going to give time for questions because I know a lot of people have questions for me, or if I just raise your hand or you can put it in the chat. If you have any question so far on everything that I've been speaking on, please, your hands up. Use the raise hand icon. Please, let's just get it. So we have quite a number of minutes before we wrap up the session. So let's have your hands raised, or you can put your information in the chat. If there's anything you're not clear on, please put up your hands or you put your question in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to just start off with people's hands that I can see raised. So we have Peter, so I'm going to make you co-host. So you can unmute your mic and speak. If you don't want to speak, please just put it in the chat. I would also refer back to the chat to respond to questions. So 1 second. All right, Peter, now you should be able to unmute your mic. Please go ahead with your question. Hi, Peter.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I so much enjoyed the presentation, and it's quite explanatory. So I want to ask, how much does this cost? The cost of the program? I know it's going to take for about 4 weeks or so. So
Yeah.
what's the cost? The cost of a program?
Okay, so we have 3 different programs that is currently ongoing. And as I mentioned in the presentation, for AI automation engineer, the price is 200,000, but we're currently running a discount, which brings it down to 150,000 naira. So you can either make that 150,000 naira payments once, or you can pay in 2 installments. So you need to pay at least 50% discount. That's 75,000 naira to lock in your discount for the class starting November 8th. If you are going to generative AI for data analyst or generative AI for every HR professional, it is 100,000 naira discounted price. So you can either pay, full amount or 50% discounts. That's bringing it down to 50,000 naira for either of them. So that's the price range.
Okay, all right.
I,
Thank you so much. Um,
yeah. So are you looking
thank
to
you so
lock in your
much.
discount?
Hey, of course, I would like to participate in the program, and probably like you said, like when I was going through what you were saying, like you talk about mentorship, like those are big deal. I would like to also have you as a
Yeah.
mentor so that things can be easy to to do.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely. You even get access to our founders because our founders are typically the one that take mentorship session. So people like Adeza Suleiman and Efemena Ipro, those are the people that you mostly see take mentorship session. But you have access to me as well, myself, Chukwemeka, and even Lola. So those people on the management team are individuals that typically do mentorship. So 100%, just go ahead to register, lock in your discounts with either I don't know which of the programs you're going for. If it's AI automation, that's 75,000 naira. If it's generative AI, that's 50,000 naira for each of them for the discounted price.
All
Okay,
right. So
Peter.
and again, is it going to be physical or virtual?
Oh, it's 100% virtual. The way I'm having a conversation with you, that's how your facilitator would be taking the class as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Looking forward to seeing you in class, Peter. Thank you so much for
No
joining
problem.
me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead to the mic and then. So next on the line you have Habib. So Habib, I'm going to make you a co-host so that you can speak. All right, Habib, let's have your question.
Okay, good evening. I have two questions. Okay, I must say like you have a very good presentation today. So, first question is I would like to confirm if there will be there is code AI and automation and no code AI automation too. I want to confirm if we'll be diving into code stuff as well because I am into marketing and I like this would be my first time doing coach if so. Secondly, I think I got a sort of scholarship, but I actually need more details before I make the payment. So I don't know if the scholarship is still valid till moment.
The discount is for the first 20 people. So if you need further clarity and you need to speak with someone, Janet, if you're on the call, you can drop the clarity session link. Or you can also drop my email so that he can reach out to me directly and we can have a conversation. On my phone number, you can put my phone number as well. So they can have a conversation with you so we can quickly wrap it up. Because like I mentioned, 15 people have made payments already so far for the discounted price. So we have a very limited slot, 5 slots. Once it's done, we're reverting back to the original price. So that would answer your second question. Your first question, it's not a no code, but it's a low code tech skill. Low code means there are minimal coding involved. So that's why when we're starting off the class, it's going to start off with foundation. So we're going to give you the very basics that you need to work with. And if you're working with things like Anyten is typically like plug and play. So once you have the information, you have the triggers, even if you're working with APIs, the different API keys, it's pretty straightforward. And you just be seeing a little bit of information with JSON. Expert, which are practiced very, very well, but it will push you right above intermediate, and then your discipline and practicing of each of the information you learn will help you get to that expert level. So I hope I've been able to answer both of your questions. Hi, Habib, are you there? Okay,
Yes.
so when
Yes.
okay, all right, that's fine. Thank you so much, Habib. Let's move on. So we have Nonso. Let's see. Nonso, let's get to you. Okay, Nancy, you can go ahead with your question. Hi, Nancy, are you there?
All right, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I think part of my questions has been answered, but I would like to find out. You said the class is starting next month, November 8th,
That's correct.
yeah, and it's lasting for a month.
Yeah, to December 6th. It's for a month.
Okay, if you can actually throw more light on data automation, is it data automation or AI automation? I think. So I think that's my area of interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I just need to throw more light on it. Exactly, if I learn it, what and what will I be able to operate using an AI?
All right. Fantastic question. So I'm gonna go over AI automation engineering again so that I can give more clarity to what you'll be working with. So as an AI automation engineer, you can have what different job titles, okay? Because when I'm checking on roles for this, you can see it come as workflow specialist, you can see it come as AI automation specialist, you can see it come as AI engineer, whatever roles. I'm just also going to mute your mic because I'm getting a lot of feedback. Or if you can mute your mic, that would be great. Okay, thank you. So it has different job titles that it comes with: AI automation engineer, AI specialist, workflow specialist, and so on and so forth. So as an AI automation specialist, the major thing you should be able to do is that you're automating workflows end to end. So even simple things as just as email to creating multi-channel system, you should be able to do it end to end. And that's what we're going to be teaching you in this class. So the class is going to cover both the foundational aspects, how to be able to create different powered apps, okay? So how to connect different tools to each other, how you're connecting Google Sheets to your email, to your calendar, to WhatsApp, to Telegram, to ChatGPT. Okay, for myself especially, like I mentioned to you, I created a resume application workflow. And what I was able to connect is I created a trigger, I connected it to LinkedIn to be able to scrape the data for the last 24 hours, okay, for the job roles that we have so far. Then I connected it to ChatGPT itself. So to compare that with what I created by myself, which is called a master resume, compare it to each of the JD, which I'm a good fit for, then tailor the resume to that specific JD. Okay, once it tailors the resume to the JD, it outputs a tailored resume for me. So after it's output, it goes back to find three decision makers, the C-suite individuals, hiring managers, and recruiters. And once it does that, it creates tailored post-application emails. That's what I call it, just to show just to show interest in the role. Okay, and it sends the emails directly to these individuals, not just one size fits all, tailored resume to three of these individuals. Okay, and then I see it on the other hand in my Google Sheets populated with the information of the JDs, populated with the tailored resume, populated with the emails, populated with if they've opened it or not, because I connected it to MailSuite. So this is just one example, but this is one of the things that I was trying to make use of the workflow. There are several examples. If you watch one of the testimonials that we have on our platform, the individual is a lecturer in an open university, and he wants to be able to grade scores, okay, grade the different individuals, grade the different students, so to say. So if you have over 1,000 individuals, we all know how it gets tiring to mark scripts. Okay, so if you're automating that and you do like a CBT exam, all the AI needs to do is compare. Is it correct or not? Is it correct or not? In less than 5 minutes, you can get 1,000 results. Okay, instead of you doing that manually. So in also getting that data professional, or you want to build that, possibilities are endless, and it really just depends on your niche. Or if you want to create chatbots, or if you want to create multi-agent system, you just have to focus on a niche and then you work with it. And at the end of the day, you're able to get the different roles that I've mentioned: AI specialist, AI automation specialist, AI engineer, workflow specialist. You apply for those roles and you can get it. The good part is, so for something that I created, like that particular system, I can also sell it to people. Okay, so individuals that don't want to have to go through it end to end, I can sell that as a package to individuals, and I'm making money. Okay, I'm not also looking for a job, I'm selling it. And we also do that in our organization. We create products, meaning products for individuals, and we sell it to them. We use it to organizations and things like that. So these are the ways you can generate income for yourself as well. I don't know if I've been able to answer your questions with the examples I've highlighted now. So
Yeah, you did. One more thing. I figured when Ifeanyi was teaching, he was presenting through a laptop,
it was presenting what?
through his laptop.
Yes.
So, in doing those courses, is I guess having a laptop handy will be very important then.
Absolutely. It's very, very
Okay,
important. Yeah, you do need a
okay,
laptop for the session because you need to practicalize as the class is going on, and you can't do that on your phone. If you're creating any system, it has to be on your laptop.
okay. Lastly, so I just um I wanted to start doing this freelancing thing. So I want to know how well can this AI automation help me?
How well can it help you with what? I didn't get the last statement you made.
Freelancing. I'm
Okay,
actually
freelance.
exactly.
Okay. So freelancing itself, if you're going on what's the name of this platform now? Where you get job as a freelancer. But anyways, if you're going as a freelancer, you are like I mentioned, you just need to have the project you worked on that platform. You need to also, yeah, thank you, Upwork. So if you are going on that platform, you just need to create your profile with the projects you've been able to work on, and you can brand yourself as a workflow specialist, AI automation specialist. And the only thing that you're going to be focusing end to end is helping businesses automate their process. So this is even in regards, even if you're a financial company and you're looking to like automate your process end to end. Thank you, Fiverr. There are quite a number of them. You can brand yourself as that. You can have your portfolio. That's why I'm saying like your portfolio is very, very important. Once you have that, and then you are able to sort of give your own pricing, you are easily able to bid end to end on this. Okay. And then you're able to get individuals, get companies reach out to you based off your knowledge of workflow AI automation. Why I'm emphasizing on AI itself is the fact that it's still very new. Not a lot of people have really gotten in depth into AI. They're on the surface level. You're just on ChatGPT, Gemini, and every other thing. Okay, but right now there's a lot of AI tools you can be working with, and if you're a professional in anything, you can even see like an N8N focused workflow specialist. You can brand yourself as that, or Zapier, or whatever tools you're going to be learning in that class. And then even in your Upwork profile, I'm using Upwork as an example now. You can list all the tools that you've learned about and you've been able to, and you have that in your portfolio as well. Okay, Nonso, does that clarify?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All
Anyway,
right.
I look forward to I plan on registering though. So
Okay.
yeah.
So when are you looking to register? Because I really want you guys to benefit from discounts. I don't want anybody on this call to miss out on it, but it's a very small window.
Yeah, I understand. Is there like a chat group where you can chat, talk to you about maybe you or if I anyone who's
Yeah, I think Janet already dropped my number on there. So if you want to reach out to me personally, that's absolutely fine. Just go
all
through the
right,
info message and you can send a message. Okay?
all right, okay,
All
I'll
right.
wait.
Yeah. If I saw your hand raised, I don't know if you want to add any extra comments.
Okay. Yes, I just wanted to add to what Nonso mentioned. So, if you go to any of the freelancing platform right now, one of the most in-demand skill is AI automation itself, like AI automation specifically. And why it's in demand? It's not like there's so much AI automation in general. AI automation is a new skill. Many people, it's not even possible to get a level of experience when it comes to AI. You cannot see anybody that's an AI automation engineer that has 10 years experience in AI automation, because AI automation is a new skill. So because of that, it is the most in-demand skill when it comes to freelancing, the most in-demand skill, even down to non-freelance role, like normal jobs. Just last week, a friend of mine was hiring for AI automation engineer specifically, but he couldn't even get anybody that has a CV and is an AI automation engineer. All the people that he knows, all the people that he found out that were into AI automation engineering, we are still learning it. So there's high demand for this skill, but there's low supply. Only a few people have that skill. So if you are to take advantage of AI automation now, you are going to be a leader in it. If you go to LinkedIn and search AI automation engineer and look at people, all you will see is senior AI automation engineer, lead AI automation engineer, because anyone that is an AI automation engineer now is a guru in it, because he's one of the pace setter in it. So learning AI automation means that you're going to be in control of the future, whether it is freelancing or regular jobs. That's what I wanted to add. Pressure, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I find fantastic inputs. So, like you mentioned, AI automation, that's why we are hammering on it right now. It's very new, it's very fresh. If you have that skill, you're a leader. Like you mentioned, you can't see anybody with 5 years experience. When the AI come out and you want to do 5 years experience. So if you have that skill right now, right about now, you are a diamond in the rough. You're a rare gem. So that's why you really do need to get that skill as soon as possible. So Nonso, I hope we've been able to clarify. And this also responds to quite a number of people's question on the call. So thank you. I'm gonna move on to the next person. Abdu Idowu, I'm just gonna call you Idowu. Let me make you co-host so that you can ask your question. Okay, let's have you, Idowu. Hi, Idowu, are you there? If you're speaking, you're muted. Idowu, are you there? Okay, I can't hear you, so I'm just going to move on to the next person. That is Judith. Judith, you should be able to unmute your mic and speak right about now. Idowu, if you can't speak, you can just put your question in the chat. I think, Judith, are you there? Okay, plus, what's the question? Okay, Judith, is this the question you want to ask, the price, the discount price? So I'm going to go over the discount price once more, and I'm going to just share my screen so that you can see it. So this is the discounted price. If you are going for generative AI for data analytics, instead of paying 200K, you are paying 100K, and that is a 50% discount. If you're going for AI automation, instead of paying 200,000, you're paying 150,000 naira, 25% discount. If you're going for AI for HR analyst, it's 100,000 naira. But the good part is, if you don't want to pay the full amount at once, but you want to lock in the discounts, you can lock in with at least 50% of the discounted price. So if you're going for generative AI for data analyst, instead of paying 100K, you pay 50,000 naira to lock in your discounts. If you're going for AI automation engineer, instead of paying 150,000 naira, you pay 75,000 naira. And if you're going for generative AI for every HR analyst, you pay 50,000 naira to lock in your discount. Like I mentioned, very small window, 20 people to register, 15 slots taken, 5 left. So deal with that information what you will. Judith, I hope I've been able to answer your question. Can I still pay this time next week? I don't know. Depending, you can pay, but discount price that I can't really assure. It really depends on how many people make payment between now and next week. But we'll be in conversation with you just so we know your situation as well. Okay, there's a lot of hands raised. Abdu Idowu hasn't still spoken, but I see Clement. So I'm just going to make Clement co-host so he can ask his question. Yeah, Clement, please go on.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, nice program. I'm actually looking at be an IT personnel myself. AI auto engineer, build LLM models, fine, beautiful. But I don't know. On the top of my head, I'm like looking at is that going to be a follow-up program? Because 1 month, I'm hearing 1 month automation engineer expert. I don't know how you guys are going to run it, but I just want to be clear. Is 1 month really enough? Do you understand? Or is it
I
going to be
understand.
like
No, go on. Absolutely. Finish up with your question.
yeah, 1 month, all nice and good, but I'm just on top of my head, I'm just looking at it. But yeah, I really want to be an automation engineer too, but I want to know, is that going to be a follow-up program afterwards, where you have support? Because yeah, to be an automation engineer and to be able to an expert, like you said, and to be able to bid for job out there, yes, using no code solution, fine, beautiful. I mean, that's awesome. But that's just my question. And I'm looking at, let's just hear what you have to say about that, because I'm trying to wrap it around my head now. 1 month to get this thing sorted out. I don't know. That's my question anyway. I would like you to respond. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Clement. If you want to go before I go.
Okay. Yes. So Clement, that is a very good question. And I like that you introduced that. You mentioned that you have an IT background. And I think it's that IT background that makes you feel that it's an impossible fit. But when it comes to AI automation engineering, why it is in demand and why it is best to learn AI automation related skills, why it is in demand and best to learn it is because, will I say, how non-technical it is. It's not as technical as, let's say, software engineering, data science, and all those things. So it's not so heavy on coding. It's just a little bit of code and more or less concepts and how you can join all those things together, because you have the codes, you have the concepts, you have the tools. So how you can use all of them together, that is what it is more about. But you are not going to be creating different code like how you do in software, like where you create, where you learn Java, you learn React, you learn that. You're not going to be doing much of code. If you saw the presentation I made, I didn't write any line of code throughout the
Yeah,
presentation.
no, I missed that, unfortunately. I missed that.
Okay, so most of the thing I did were just drag and drop. The code itself have been written by someone else, like the things that you are meant to code, like apps that are meant to build. ChatGPT itself, you see that is already an app that exists on its own. Most of us have heard of ChatGPT. Gmail, you saw that Gmail is an app on its own. So as an AI automation engineer, you are connecting all of them to each other and automating the process as which they interact. It's just like you are the middleman. So Gmail exists on its own, ChatGPT exists on its own, but they don't have any meeting points. For you, you are the contractor, you are the agents now that connect all of them together to communicate with each other to solve a problem. It's not everyone that can speak, that understand the two languages. That's the language of the humans that need the problem, the language of the different tools, and it's not everyone that know how to make all of them interact with each other. And that is where you come in. And because of that, we have made sure that we package the program to because that's why experience comes in. Because if it is something that someone just on random that learns it somewhere want to teach you, he might decide to teach you almost everything that he feels will be. Maybe my teacher how to write email too. But what we are focusing on in this course is things that we know that you will use in industry, things that will help you get a role and what you use in that role. So anything that we know that, because we are people that have the experience, anything that we know that it might be just, you're just knowing it so that for the sake of illusion of competence, when we talk about illusion of competence, just as things that you just know for the sake of knowing it, they are removed from the course. Just value, that is what the course is all about, how you get the most value to get the job. And we'll follow you through the process of your CV optimization, your LinkedIn optimization, how you prepare for interview. You can even get references from us because most of us, as Treasure mentioned, we have connections in the industry itself. I mentioned that someone reached out to me recently. So we are going to give you a reference. And because of that name and accreditation that we have, it's easier for you to learn that role. And the knowledge you have within the course will now make you shine in that role. Okay, thank you very much, Treasure. That's all I wanted to.
Okay, that's a nice one. So what you're saying in effect is 1 month should be enough for me to be able to get this sorted out, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, Clement.
Clement, so I don't think I need to add anything. If I was spot on everything you had to mention. So when are we getting to see you in the program? Because I know you are joining. It's for a fact that I know you're joining. So when are you joining?
I will get in touch.
Everybody's saying you get it. Okay. It's like my WhatsApp would be on fire because I already started seeing messages, but no problem. We would all get in touch. This night we're not sleeping until you guys enroll for the program. Thank you so much, Clement, for your question. So
Yeah,
I see, yeah, I see Glory. So I'm just gonna make you co-host before I go to the chat because I know there are questions in the chat, and I'm so sorry that it's taking a while, but I really want to make sure I get clarity for every person here. So Glory, please go ahead with your question. Gloria, I've made you co-host, so just unmute your mic and go ahead with your question.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
My name is Glory. My question is still in line with the previous man and Clement, what he asked. You understand? Because in 2023, I registered for this 10 analytics and data engineering course, and this was the major challenge because of the timing, which we were supposed to exhaust within 3 months, I think, to complete the course, which was not enough. So it ended up being a backlog of system that in fact, many of us, we were like 24 in that class for data engineering, and I don't think not even one of us was able to succeed in it because at the end of the day, the timing were not okay, and everything became so rushed. And mid-term program, there have been like a lot of changing of a lot of teachers. You understand? So it became a problem. Even the capstone project, none of us was able to submit because at the end of the day, we all got lost because of everything. Though the what are they calling, the classroom is still there for us to go back on, but this is the challenge. I wouldn't want to like venture into something again that will still take, that I will not have that in depth of what I need to be able to succeed in that field, but just follow the crowd as at that time, and then not being able to meet up with it and not leveraging everything out of it. So we did the whole linked optimization. We did a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it just became, we're just half baked because we are just rushing through, especially we that have no, background in tech at all, that we are transitioning. It became really a very huge problem. And then the whole thing of, we have connections, we're going to fix you people up and all this thing, none of them came to happen. None of them happened. You understand? So I don't know if it's peculiar to our own cohort or it's just something wrong. I know they were changing a lot of facilitators that period, and I think that was the time that if I think he left for outside. We are all in that Amdari project and everything. So I'm just like, okay, I hope this is not something like that again, because I just want to give it a trial again and see how I'll navigate it.
Thank you so much, Gary. And I'm so sorry about your experience end to end, but I'm going to give you clarity for data engineering. Data engineering is a very technical course. Like for you to get to data engineering, you have to go to data analytics, data science before you get to data engineering. Before you start building ETL pipelines. The last time that we went to MTN to do training for them, that was when I had proper respect for data engineers, because that thing it is absolutely beyond me. It's a very, very technical course, and it's not the easiest, especially if you do not have any background knowledge for that aspect. But I would also reach out to the facilitator to see what they can do in regards to that, because we've changed them quite a number of times, and somebody can be able to assist you on that. But moving into AI automation, what I want to mention, I'm going to emphasize something that Ifeanyi mentioned. It's a low-code tech skill, okay? You are basically coding very minimally, and what you're doing is plug and play. So you're just connecting different tools, different workflows together, and then you're using it to automate a process. So you're not coding as much as you do in data engineering compared to AI automation, and you'd have access to your facilitators. I can't speak for 1096 at this point in regards to what happened in 2023, but I can speak for this because I am leading this program. Like I'm leading 1096 business, so I know what is obtainable. And we've had people go through our program. I'm starting from August, and they've gone through the program. They have proper testimonials in regards to this. Well, one thing I would need from you, because it is a 50-50 thing, the facilitator will do their part, but you also need to do your part end to end. you need to attend the classes. When they give practicals, you need to do it as well as at when due. Because if you keep missing classes, if you don't, I'm not saying that's what happened with you, but I'm just also saying like things that probably would create an issue when you don't do practicals, when you miss classes, when you don't even reach out to facilitators when you have problem. That's when you do not get the full benefit of the class. But if you should do the things that are recommended to you by the facilitators, I assure you that you should be able to get something proper right out of the session. So that's what I can give you on this. I don't know if that clarifies.
Yeah, it does. It does. I
Wait,
think
I don't
why I
think
have issues. Yeah, hello, can you hear me? I said
I can hear
I
you.
think why I have issues with facilitators being changed is that if like we had what's that his name? Is it Bringer so has one of the coordinators, and
Yeah.
then there's the major one we had from beginning. So when they brought in someone else, he practically told us to drop everything your previous facilitator has taught us
You're just
before.
having one
Because
facilitator.
it
You're not.
became very confusing, you understand, especially for us that even the people that had like they have masters in software engineering, it became very confusing for them because this person is saying A, this person is saying B, you understand. So I like you said, anyway, this is a low coding, and as at that time data engineering was a new field also, so there wasn't really so much, the facilitators were just ramping around it. So but anyway, I know the very first two facilitators, they were very awesome, but along the line they had to leave because they got other appointments, and from there everything just went haywire, you understand. So but
Yeah,
since
but
this is it, no problem.
yeah. Look, I can assure you, having one facilitator for this is not because there are not quite a lot of people that experience in AI automation. And for us to even get a facilitator, I had to search high and low. In short, we had to bring the training operations person to take, like the person that leads the analytic team generally to take it. So just to tell you that
Mhm.
there are very, very few people that take AI automation. So we had to get very specific people. We can't even get multiple. There's no one out there that can train on it. So the facilitator that you have from the start is the person that would walk you through the process end to end to the very end of the day, to the very end of the session. And the only time that you have a different person come in would be for CV optimization, CV review, LinkedIn optimization. Mentorship session would be Ephemerna or Adeza that would take it. So, and those are
Yes.
basically that. So that would be the flow end to end. There's no new there will not be any change of facilitator during the class session. Okay,
All right.
Glory.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So I think Nonso and Judith's hand are from previous, and I'm just gonna lower everybody's hands. Okay, so I'm going to go to the chat and look at the questions there to see if there's any other person's question that we've not touched before we wrap up. Can we have a recording to the link sent to the group? Yes, if you fill the attendance, you get the access to the recording, and we'll also send it to the group once it has populated from Google, and then we put it on YouTube so everyone can have access to it. I think my contact is there. Can I still pay this time next week? Oh, we've already spoken on that. 1 month and you're running. Okay, thank you. Is there no training for AI for business analysts? Not at the moment. The training we have is for data analysts. How long is the class and cost of? I think Charles, you should have gotten that. The class is for 1 month. That's 4 weeks. It's going to be on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. The cost of the class is also on my screen if you can see that. Let's see, please, with the Q&A session be included? Yes, the call is still recorded, so you get access to everything. Okay, you do need a laptop for this session. Please, if you have any other question, you can still raise your hand. As an AI engineer, what would be my role? I think I've responded to that. AI automation engineer, your role will be majorly to automate workflows for whatever organization or industry that you are. Job guarantee, we don't guarantee jobs, okay, but we would ensure that we give you full support to make sure you get a job as soon as possible, but we can't guarantee you a job role. Any other question? Is there a physical training for this? No, the class is 100% virtual. Melinda, how much is the class? Please, that is on my screen. Ability to add value, skill. Okay, I guess that's all the question. If you have any questions, this is 4 minutes to 10, so we can close by 10. if you stayed up to this very point, I'm very sure you're interested. We have over 53 people on this call. So 53 people, let's do that magic. If you need any further question or clarity, please, you can also send me a message. And if you want a training, like a customized training for your organization, because this is Analytics business and we deal majorly with organizations, and it's not AI related, it could be tech, it could be soft skill, you can also send me an email and we can pick up conversation from there. That being said, I guess that's pretty much it for this night. Thank you so much for staying. Hi, fine.
Okay, it's just to answer the person that mentioned business analysis. So the course is generative AI for data analyst and data professional. So as a business analyst, you are still a data professional. If you're a financial analyst, you are still a data professional. So as a business analyst, to get those requirements and to gather requirements, to look at the data, to get to those data itself, you can automate some of the process you already follow. You can use Airtable, you can use N8N, and it's also be covered within that course. So that course is for, as a data professional, that if you want to get into any data related skill or you want to upskill within any data related skill, you can take the generative AI for data professional and data analysis. Thank you very much, Treasure.
Yeah, thank you, Ifeanyi. And then to Judith's final question will be, I guess, recognized certificates be given at the end. Absolutely. If you spend 100,000 hours, we should give you a certificate. Like I mentioned, the certificate is internationally recognized, so globally recognized, because this is the same certificate we use in Analytics. And individuals that have gotten roles in Canada, UK, US, and so on and so forth, it's the same certificate. It is accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So you're 100% going to get a certificate right after you've done your capstone project and fulfilled all the requirements for the training. So that's pretty much the flow there. Any final questions in our final 2 minutes? Are we all good? If you had an amazing session, I want to know if everybody's still here. Please give us a reaction. A thumbs up, love, confetti. Let's go. Thank you, Praise. Thank you, Basi. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, I think those are the people that are reacting so far. So the remaining 40 people have slept. It cannot banner. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session and staying right up to the very end. You all are the real MVPs. Thank you so much and to our wonderful facilitator, Ifeanyi, thank you for staying to this very point. It was a pleasure anchoring the session and responding to your questions. If you need any support in regards to the program, you can always reach out to me. Or if you want to discuss in terms of customized training, you can also reach out to me. That being said, have a great rest of your evening and bye for now. Bye, guys.